Lost when I feel like nothing. Always feel like I'm running. Both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, and I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw you coming. You were so wild, but no, I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be.
Oh, okay. How's everyone doing? I was in my house coat. I was like scrambling to get my clothes on. So Twitter's going crazy right now. Don't know if there is. I have not been able to confirm it. Twitter is going wild, saying that there has been a verdict reached. I have not. Okay. All right. So let me show you this. Hold on. People are going back allegedly to the courtroom right now. People are going back to the courtroom. I did have a source who is there and just a few seconds ago and told me to get on. Fox News reporting verdict reach according to Tony Michelle. Let's go look at Fox News. That is a hell of a lot quicker than I ever thought it would be, to be quite honest with you. If this is true, again, nothing is confirmed. My phone's going to be blowing up, so just bear with me. Thank you so much, Callie Girl, for your super sticker. Very kind of you. I really do appreciate it. Getting some different information in. Yes. If Lindsay is in here, let me know, please. I'm checking a lot of sources right now. This is live with me. So, okay, yes, verdict has been reached. Here we go. Give me a second. Shit, come on, man.
Involved in the deaths.
Okay, verdict has been
the key
reached.
issue for the prosecution.
Closing arguments.
And if they have convicted in 3 hours, 2.5 hours, then it's because they thought that there was no other explanation for Alex Murdaugh lying than the fact that he did the murders.
How pivotal is the juror issue?
Yeah, so the verdict has been reached. It has been reached. You're just going to have to bear with me because I have a lot of information coming in right now from different sources. Bear with me. I know it's boring with the no talking, but sorry. I knew something was happening whenever this was going on. I need to change this. All right, so what we're going to do, waiting, let's just go ahead.
When the juror was dismissed today, Dick Harpootlian didn't want this juror gone.
Well, you've been in the courtroom. You guys have had coverage in the courtroom. One of the jurors handed a Kleenex to Alec Murdaugh when he testified. I don't know if it was this juror or not.
We were told it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You react to body language. You react to eye contact.
Okay, so I can tell you now that Buster Murdaugh is headed back to the courtroom right now. Yes, I did hear that, Dodie. Thank you. Buster is just now walking into the courtroom, from what I understand. And Kinga Love, she's going to make a community post and send her people over here to watch. Okay, thank you, Miss Robin. Thank you so much. I'm just kind of waiting for them to load Murdaugh trial. Okay, now we're going to just bear with me. Everything's going wild right now. What did you guys think? Did you guys think it would be this early? Because I literally thought we were going to wait until at least tomorrow. I mean, I am so nervous right now, just thinking about this. Is that good? Is that good? Is it bad? Reported verdict. Hold on. They less than 3 hours, the verdict was reached. Less than 3 hours. Let's go over to Twitter and just see while I. Okay. Okay, I don't care about that. I'm waiting for Court TV to go live whenever. I mean, the cameras are already there. They're already fired up. Nothing has changed. Why do you feel like crying? Your opinion, guilty verdict. Okay. In my opinion, I think Alec, judge is on the stand. Okay, let me look. Just bear with me. Okay, here we go. I got it. Here we go, guys. Oh my God. I don't think it's going to be a hung jury, in my opinion, because, I mean, they're going to tell him to go back right in. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I personally hope it's guilty. Lord, the judge has to read all of this. It's going to address the jury right now. It's very quick, guys. God bless. Get some thumbs up, guys. Please, come on, get some thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the more we get.
Thank you. Madam Forlady, if you'll stand for me. Have you reached a verdict?
Yes, sir, we have.
Is it unanimous?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, if you will pass it up to the clerk, who will pass it to me. And you may be seated.
Thumbs up, guys.
The defendant will rise. Madam Clerk, you may publish the verdict, starting with the back, not with the,
Here it is,
Let's see.
guys. Here it is. Here it is.
tell you again,
Look at Alec Murdaugh. I'm about to cry.
starting with the back, flipping them over one by one. State of South Carolina versus.
Docket number 2022 GS 15-00592, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions in the term of 2022, July, the State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant, indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116. Okay. Guilty verdict. Signed by the forelady, 3/2/23. Docket number 2022-GS-15-00593, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions, the July term of 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant, indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116, verdict guilty, signed by the forelady, date 3/2/23. Docket number 2022-GS15-00595, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, Court of General Sessions, July term 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant, indictment for possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, SC Code -16-23-0490, CDR Code 0549, verdict guilty, signed by the foreperson of the jury, date 3/2/23. Docket number 2022-GS-15-00594, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, Court of General Sessions, July term 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant, indictment for possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, SC Code 16-23-0490, CDR Code 0549, verdict guilty, signed by the foreperson of the jury, 3/2/23.
Thank you. Madam Forelady and members of the jury, if that is the verdict of each and every juror, please let it be known by raising your right hands. All right, thank you. Any individual polling requested? Madam Clerk, you'll need to individually poll the jury according to their juror numbers.
Number 193. Was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 254.
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 326. Was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 530. Was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 544,
Yes.
was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 572, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 578, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 589, was this your verdict? Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 630, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 729, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 826, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 864, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Your Honor, the jury has been polled.
Thank you. The jury has been polled and the verdict is a unanimous verdict. If you will bring the alternate juror out and have her have a seat in the audience, please. You can stand there or you can sit back there, whatever you prefer. Okay. Are there any post-trial motions?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we would just renew our previously argued motions for a directed verdict, and at this, on the grounds, on those grounds, we would make a motion for a mistrial and to set aside the verdict.
By the state, response.
Your Honor, based on our previous arguments, we would submit that the case properly went to the jury and the verdict is proper, and would rely on those arguments.
We've been here now 28 days, first few days of jury selection, and the remainder receiving testimony, an overwhelming amount of testimony and evidence that was presented to the jury for the jury's consideration. As I indicated to the jury during the jury charge, or the charge on the law, that this was a matter solely for the jury to determine. The court found at the end of the state's case that there's sufficient evidence to find the defendant guilty if the evidence was believed by the jury. Likewise, at the end of the defense's case, when the motion was renewed, the court found that the evidence was sufficient for the jury to find the defendant guilty. The jury has now considered the evidence for a significant period of time, and the evidence of guilt is overwhelming, and I deny the motion. Mr. Murdaugh, you now having been found guilty of 2 counts of murder involving your wife and your son, 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, the burden now comes upon the court to impose a sentence. Given the lateness of the hour and the victim's rights that must be taken into consideration and complied with under the Victim's Bill of Rights, and consider what I would anticipate to be a number of people who might have something to say regarding sentencing, we will defer sentencing to a later date. Of course, the minimum sentence for murder is 30 years. The maximum sentence is life imprisonment as to each count. And on the weapons charge, the sentence is up to 5 years or 5 years. which has to be concurrent if a life sentence is imposed. When would you all like to reconvene for sentencing? I would like to give everyone an adequate opportunity to prepare for it.
State will be ready at 9:30 in the morning, Your Honor.
I'm still shaking.
We could do it at 9:30 tomorrow morning also.
All right, the defendant is remanded to the custody of the Colleton County Sheriff's Department.
Alex, put on your cuffs, buddy.
And he may be taken away.
Forever. I said forever.
Madam Forelady and members of the jury, I want to thank you on behalf of the citizens of the state of South Carolina and your fellow citizens of Colleton County. You did not volunteer for this service. You were called upon by being summoned to appear, and Providence have brought you to this moment in time and these weeks in time. I know that all of you have been here at great sacrifice, particularly the juror whose job was on the line until a miracle happened, I guess, that allowed him to be able to leave rather than leave after 2 or 3 weeks. But I want to thank each one of you all individually and collectively. It's not often that you're called upon to sit in judgment of the actions of your fellow man, but you all responded and gave due consideration to the evidence. I will make no comment now as to the extent or the overwhelming nature of the evidence, but certainly the verdict that you've reached is supported by the evidence, circumstantial evidence, direct evidence, all of the evidence pointing to only one conclusion. That's the conclusion that you all reached. So I applaud you all for, as a group and as a unit and individually, evaluating the evidence and coming to a proper conclusion as you saw the law, as you saw the facts. Now that you've served for the next year, you're not eligible to serve again. Now, of course, many people never get called upon, but you're not eligible for the next year, and for 2 additional years, you can be exempted from service because no person is required to serve on jury duty in this court more often than once every 3 years. Tomorrow morning at 9:30, we will reconvene for sentencing. You all have no role in that because that's solely up to the judge, to me. You're welcome to come back if you want to and be a part of the audience if you like. I also want to thank the alternate juror who was locked away in a room by herself for these hours, who's hung in there during that period of time. I want to thank you as well. Madam Clerk, what do you have to tell your jurors?
Thank you for your service and what the judge said as well. And I think we can release them tonight and bring them back in the morning.
No, they're off jury duty. They can come back if they like. And you don't have to if you don't want to. Typically, I've seen jurors wanting to see the end result of a case once they've invested a lot into it. It's really an amazing thing with juries. Quite often, at the start of the case, jurors are really like, whoa, why am I here? I wish I wasn't selected. But as time passes and the jurors become invested and really committed to the case and committed to seeing it through.
Thank you, Beagle Mom.
And are very disappointed when they are not able to see it to a conclusion. And then along the way of serving, you end up finding out quite a bit about our judicial system and learning quite a bit, about human nature for sure, but also about the presentation of evidence and hearing from expert witnesses and really learning a lot of things that you'll be able to take with you when you leave jury duty. And to Madam Forelady, I don't know if you were hesitant initially or not, but you have stepped up to the plate and done a great job of leading the jury as well. And thank all of you. So the jury is dismissed. Now, one thing before you go, of course, we have invested a lot in maintaining the privacy of the jury, of each one of you. And you are free at this point to discuss the case with anyone. Given the high profile nature of the case, I'm certain that the many people in the media will probably want to communicate with you, but they have no means of contacting you because under order that I issued, the identity of the jurors must be kept private. And if you decide that you want to speak with anyone, local, state, nationally, or internationally, that's your prerogative. However, should anyone harass you, please let me know and I will address those issues. If anyone through the somehow or another discover your identity and harass you, and rest assured I will intercede on your behalf. That having been said, you are free to communicate with whomever you might want to concerning the case from now on. And so with that, thank you, and you all are free to go.
Judge, if I could have you go to the jury room, and I'm going to meet you back there for just a few minutes.
All right. And as is my practice, I'll speak with the foreperson before you leave the building after talking to them back there. Anything else?
So they're excusing, the verdict is guilty on all counts.
In recess till 9:30 tomorrow morning.
All right, Alec Murdaugh has been found guilty on all charges. Yosi, think you should a member of jury on camera. What happens? That could be a big fine potentially. Caller, thank you for holding. I apologize. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear the caller. Go ahead, caller. Yep. Oh, thank you. Can you hear? Well, I appreciate you. You are very, very kind. Okay, they can't hear. Okay. I need to fix something. 1 second. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. I apologize for your wait. You too. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm getting another call. 1 second. Okay. Appreciate it. All right. Sorry, I missed that call just a second ago. If you want to call back. Found guilty on all counts, 2 counts of murder and then the gun charge murder. Sorry, I know you couldn't hear that first call. As you know, I got audio issues. I'm really emotional about this, because I feel very sad for the entire situation now. The entire situation it's not a good one. Nobody nobody wins. Hold on 1 second.
Sure, a popular road all of a sudden.
So this is Alec Murdaugh, about ready to Brandy221, thank you for coming a member. And thank you, Nosy, so much for your super chat. That's very kind of you. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but let me just take this off because we'll pop that on as soon as it comes on. The attorneys are, from what I understand, the attorneys may give a statement shortly. If they do, I will bring it to you right here and now. We just gotta kind of wait and see. I did get a couple people who was texting me right before all of this was getting ready to go down, and I wasn't sure about it, to be honest with you. I was just like, is this happening or not? Hold on. Gracie, thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
always looking for a sense of justice for the victims.
That's so
but
kind of you.
that picture wasn't necessarily painted inside that courtroom.
Very kind of you, Gracie. Thank you. It means a
Michael,
lot.
and it was a little different, right? Because the victims and the defendants, all the same family. And
Buster did lose his entire family, and you could tell that he was getting emotional, and yeah, appeals. There's going to be appeals. This is an extraordinarily high profile case, and there's going to be appeals after appeals, till I'm sure they're exhausted, but 2 hours and 50 minutes. 2 hours and 50 minutes to find a verdict. And to be honest with you, they probably found it sooner than that. But it just shows you that the state did an extraordinarily good job in pleading their case and showing the evidence that they had. I also think that Alex taking the stand was the absolute worst thing he could have done. Him being a seasoned judge, taking the stand, because when he took the stand, there was nothing left off limits. The jury would have never known about those financial crimes in depth like they did without him taking the stand. That taking the stand, in my opinion, definitely drove the nail in the coffin. You are exactly right. He was his own worst enemy, I think. I also, in my opinion, I think that his arrogance and, maybe because he was an attorney, he felt like, you know what, I might be able to, woo and sway them. but time will tell. Time will tell. Where do you? I mean, you guys. I'm shocked that they both agreed for sentencing tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Tomorrow is going to be another big day, huge day again tomorrow. I do feel like he will get life without any possibility of parole. And then, guys, this is the thing. I mark my words here right now. Okay. This is going to open up broader investigations, in my opinion. They are going to putting their feelers out. The House of Murdaugh is over. The family dynasty is over. It's over. An entire family is gone. One will be sequestered behind bars for the rest of his life, more than likely. 30 years. I mean, how old is Alex, right? Plus 30 years at a minimum. That is without any of the financial crimes that he has even went to court for at this time. Freckles, possibly. I think that might it wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me. But 914, thank you for calling.
Hi, this is Kumi from New York. How are you?
Good. How are you, love?
Good. I'm driving, but I'm okay.
Okay.
First of all, I don't know why I feel so sad.
It is, yeah. I thought I would feel more excited about it, but I don't know what I feel right now, to be quite honest with you.
I know he did it, but he couldn't pull the trigger. For some reason, I gave this man excuses.
Oh, I didn't give him excuses. I'm glad that the jury reached that verdict, because he simply lied, and he was caught in his lies, and he was there. We know that he was there. But
I feel that the jurors made their opinion, their final opinion, when they went to Moselle, because that personalized it for them. They smart her bike there. They smart that this. They were, I think that's what made it so personal when they knocked on their property.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, the jurors said that it was extremely helpful when they went was it yesterday? Yesterday.
Yeah.
To Moselle. And it's this little small room that his life was taken, kid's life was taken. And then a few feet away, and there is bullets fragments still remaining.
But why? I can't fathom. I guess I'm sad because I can't fathom him rationalizing to murder his family. So he doesn't have money problems, or doesn't?
Oh yeah.
I think someone.
Yeah, it was for that. It was definitely for the money problems and the sense of sympathy. He didn't want the Beach family and the others going through his financial records that the court said he had to turn over, or else. And he wasn't wanting to turn him over. And and he's I mean, this man was taking 60 to 100 pills a day. I mean, how can anybody think?
I don't know.
And
it's I don't know. It's just I don't. My thing
Try
is, I don't know why that. Because I know he did it. I'm thinking he had help because there's 2 guns. Then again, he was on drugs. So I don't know why I guess because I'm so invested in the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
thank you for all you've done this so great, and thank you for your time and your energy.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Always great hearing from you.
Love you.
Love
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye. All right. People who called, I'm sorry, you can call back if you want. 307-228-4906. I don't know, but what I can tell you is that he certainly was selling them like big time. And you have to, you think of Alec Murdaugh, cousin Eddie, and the Spencer guy. They all three of them have been in jail now. 951, thank you for calling.
Hello, Justin.
Hello, love.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. This is Suzanne from California.
Yeah, how are you, Suzanne?
I'm fine.
Good.
You know, I don't know how to say this. I'm a member of my family that's caused a lot of pain and heartache for the whole family and others. And I knew the minute that I saw him that he was a bad person.
Yeah.
He's got the same, I have like a discernment because of everything that I've been through in my life. And I knew, the minute I followed this trial from the very beginning.
Me too.
And I am thankful that Paul and his mom have a voice now.
Mm-hmm.
And that they can be laid to rest for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't know what this man has done a lot of bad things.
There, and who knows if there is any more people connected now that he is behind bars. The Murdaugh dynasty, if you will, has fell. Now people are not going to be as scared of this family in that small town. They ruled the roost for literally generations. And a lot, there may be some bodies floating to the top of the water after this, more bodies.
Exactly. There's going to be a Lake Mead awakening. This dynasty was built on lies. I watched a documentary on this family and the beginning heir,
Mm-hmm.
the beginning the Murdaugh that got hit by a train and they sued the train company, and that's what their dynasty was started on. But he committed suicide. I don't want to say that word. He committed S.
Right.
But not giving you dirty looks, because we've gotten that. We get
Okay.
that.
We are waiting for a press conference, guys. So yeah. So it should be. We're just kind of waiting here. Should be popping up fairly soon. Now, what you're probably. I'm talking to everyone. So, but the press conference is starting. Hold on, I'm getting some information.
Well, that's all I needed to say, and I love you, and I appreciate all that you do.
Thank you, dear.
I got my thumbs up before they started, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much, hon. Always a pleasure hearing from you.
Okay, well, you have a good rest of the day.
You too, my love. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Buster or the whole family, but I look at this young man and I can't imagine his world, his life at this moment. And you could say what you want or think what you want about the family. His mother was shot and killed.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Vinny makes a great point. a great point, and I think that's why it's like, it's satisfaction knowing that justice is as fully served as we can possibly do it on this planet. But it still doesn't bring Paul back. It still doesn't bring Maggie back. It doesn't bring Buster's mom or brother back. And it doesn't bring Gloria back. It doesn't bring I'm sorry, my mind is blown right now. Boating accident. God, I can't even think. Help me out here. Her back, and it doesn't Mallory Beach, thank you. And it doesn't bring any of them back. And this is just the beginning. And, I really feel like we're going to see someone in the courtroom eventually, maybe sooner than later, maybe later. Has TBI been, side by side working Stephen Smith's case while they have been, they've been doing it side by side? Don't know. But they did say they reopened it. Now the Gloria Satterfield case, now it is not. Hold on, let me just make sure we're good.
You good, Marshall?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Here we go. It's a little chaotic right now. It's a black screen. It's just not. It's not your screen or my screen. It is a black screen right now. I am
check
too.
1, 2. Mic check for everybody. Mic check for everybody. Going through for everybody. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Give me thumbs up. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Thumbs up. 20, 21. Thumbs up. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Going up to 40, 32, 33. Oh, no. Nice catch.
I didn't. Here we go.
35. Secondary stand.
Secondary stand.
6. Take care of.
It's one of the 7 deadly sins, Brenda Barbara.
Secondary stand over there.
Secondary stand, come on up. Find a spot, y'all.
Yep, y'all just hang.
Just hang, everybody.
Let's put it, slide it over this way.
Which way?
Or but just turn it this way. So
Yeah, just hopefully no one's gonna walk.
Absolutely, Jerry. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's as much justice as we can humanly possible get in this life. We should be starting soon. Okay, that's weird. It just cut off. Maybe they ended that one or starting another one. 2 seconds. Okay. They're getting the mics ready. I think they might have cut it off for that. Okay, here we go. Oh, crap. Okay. It says live, but it's actually not. Okay. Let's try this. Still nothing. They should be popping up live soon. LB, let's see your crime on the record. All right, so that's very weird. Everyone. Okay, so a live should be popping up soon because every live Law and Order went, and so did Court TV, which we are all streaming technically through Court TV. And that's it. Yeah. So we're just waiting. Just waiting. All right, let me read some of your comments here. They counted at 30 and still have mics ready. Come on, people. LOL. Yeah. No, Law and Crime is not live either because I checked first. But second of all, they actually stream through Court TV. Court TV has the streaming capabilities, and everyone works off of that feed. Yeah, News Nation, they don't. They're still checking the mics. I mean, I see what it is. They're just setting up stuff. What do you guys think? Do you think he's going to get 30 years? Do you think he's going to get life? I mean, essentially, how old is Alec? He's 55, 54. I know, something like that. And so if let's say if he's 54, 64, 74, 84. So minimum, and this is if he got no other charges, which, to be quite honest with you, I would say pretty unlikely. He's going to be there until 84 years old. And that's pretty much life, right? While we're waiting on that, let's go see what Twitter's popping off here. See if there's anything coming out on Twitter. All right. Papa and Daddy covering up. Okay. Mallory Beach. Cannot wait for the next.
The state versus.
Who thought Alec was actually going to pass out? I literally thought he was going to hit the floor because he kept swaying backward and forward and backward and forward. And he didn't, but I was rather shocked, to be quite honest with you. Quite honest. Still nothing at this point. Do y'all want to take calls? Do you want to we can look at the feed again of Alec saying that that they've reached their verdict and stuff, or would you rather see what's on Twitter? Just let me know. It should be coming up in any time, really. So I love this judge. Hats, guys. Round of applause for this judge. I don't got my soundboard on right now, but round of applause for him. He showed nothing but compassion for all parties, and I really think he is the best of examples. Hold on, I'm getting some information. Okay, I'm getting word that Alec Murdaugh, his sister, actually became extraordinarily emotional and needed assistance. One. Okay. So allegedly, from what I'm hearing, that the sister became very emotional and needed assistance. He was found guilty on all charges that he could have been charged with on this one. So I don't know if I don't he was not, this was not a death penalty trial. So he won't be getting death. Yeah, I've got News Nation, but it's not. It's still nothing. I mean, they're just setting up mics is all they're doing. Here we go. I can show here. See, it just waiting for that. He did destroy so many lives. And, I mean, this family has put people in jail for lifetimes, like 3 different generations. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot. Bear with me. I figure that Mr. Dick, whatever his name is, Harpoolian, will say they will be, appealing it, blah, 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 which they already, they tried to strike the thing down, which, obviously we knew that wasn't going to happen. But nonetheless, we're just waiting for it. Just waiting for these guys to come in. This is live, so I have to search and talk at the same time, which I'm not the best at. I'm blonde. I'm not a dumb blonde because I know I'm not dumb and I know I'm not blonde. Okay. He tried for mistrial on day 13. Yeah, And listen. This is such a high profile case that what they're going to say is, oh, well, this juror did this, or you didn't give him this right, or this is just what happens. And it becomes appeal after appeal after appeal. I see Buster leaving the state. I think the money's out in the States. I think the money is out of the country, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, Buster, he has a very... Are we waiting for on a press conference? Yes, we are waiting on a press conference to hear, I'm assuming from the state and the defense, waiting for that. Should be just really any time. I'm sure they're kind of preparing a little. He tried for a mistrial tonight. How crazy. Yeah. Well, you throw in a Hail Mary where you can. Henny, And, any type of murder is bad. It's bad to murder a stranger. It's the most egregious act that's humanly possible. But when it is a family member, it's worse. And when it is a child, I mean, think of this, guys. We now can say Alec Murdaugh is a convicted double homicide murder of Paul and Maggie. It takes me a second to even get it in my head to think about that. I mean, this man literally shot his son's head off. How do you, and to be honest with you, I think he was so ingrained in addiction and selfishness and all of that at the time that the crying was coming from the replaying of him doing that in his head. I think that is, and I'm sure every time he closes his eyes, that is the first thing that he sees. Yes, he owns 2 properties in the Caribbean. Buster has a flighty temper and a bad attitude. He may not be free to enjoy what's that he's. Yeah, Tracy, listen, I think just as people did not quit in this case, knowing that Maggie and Paul needed justice, now that we know about this layer upon layer, that people like me and you out there that has been so enmeshed in this, spending literally hours and hours of our life every day, 5 days a week for the past 6 weeks, and then read about it, talked about it, learned about it before, I think we're not going to stop until everyone has justice in this. So, Stephen deserves justice, in my opinion. Gloria deserves justice as well. You notice how Gloria, Stephen, Maggie, Paul all had trauma to the head. To me, that is not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Exactly. It's sad, even though I firmly agree he's guilty, but sad to see all the way through and see him now the verdict is in and think that brutally he had his way. But yeah, in my opinion, is going to shock. Really, that girl. Interesting. Now, by all intents and purposes, from what we know about Gloria, Alec was not there. Now, it was supposed to have been Maggie and Paul that was there. He had no tear ducts at the verdict. I just thought he was going to pass out, to be honest. That's all I thought he was going to do. Bus got kicked out of the college for breaking rule number 1. He is no clean dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is the thing. he may not be a clean dude, but we have to separate, everyone deserves justice, even if they are, maybe not nice persons. If something has been done to them and, they deserve justice, even if they've wronged somebody else, they deserve that justice, and they, and vice versa. So we have to separate. His mother should not have been killed. His brother should not have been killed by his father. Maybe he has, maybe Buster has done something to Stephen Smith, allegedly. Who knows? His name has came up a lot. And if that is true, he deserves justice. But Buster deserves justice for his brother and his mother. But Stephen deserves justice if Buster did it. It goes both ways. It's a saloon door. It swings both ways. The pendulum always swings. So, sorry. Like we talked about earlier, it's a good thing if it's usually a great thing for the state if they come back with a quick jury. It's like, yeah, We know he did it. Let's talk a little bit and confirm we're all on the same page. They did that 2 hours and 15 minutes. 3 hours later, we had a verdict. I had my house coat on. I was ready to lounge. And I got a couple texts, and then I got a couple calls. And Marissa found guilty on all charges. Alex Murdaugh, murder of his son, Paul Murdaugh, and Maggie Murdaugh, his wife, found guilty on the charges with the guns as well. Guilty, yes. Sorry, trying to get this stuff ready. It was a shock. It came back quickly. Yeah, I thought it would be yes, Marissa, and that's exactly what I said earlier. If you want to come up, you're welcome to come up. Did I get your text around 6:30-ish? Misty, my phone has been blowing up, so I'll have to check. I'll check into. Yeah, I think that the reason you thought hung jury. Hello, Marissa.
Hey, yeah, I was going back and forth as you guys.
I think that the reason you thought hung jury. You're echoing.
Hey, yeah, I was going back and forth as you guys.
I think.
You guys know that Vinny's been there the whole time, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's be quiet. They're coming out. Let's watch this.
Y'all be patient. There's a lot of us coming out. How are we on the mic check?
Look at there, Mr. Waters.
We got our team out here. Wow, what a great day for the people of South Carolina. I want to thank every one of you for being here tonight. There's a lot of emotion here tonight at this courthouse. A lot of a year and a half, nearly 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears, it feels like. A lot of hard work from so many people. So if you will just bear with me, there's there's a lot of people I have to thank. But first, those of you who don't know, I'm Alan Wilson. I'm South Carolina's Attorney General, and I got the best staff of any Attorney General in the United States of America. I want to start by thanking our prosecution team. I want to tell you, I've been here for nearly 6 weeks with this team, living in a hotel, and it felt almost like being in a dorm environment in college. Late nights, cramming, studying, little sleep, away from our families, getting up early, getting here to the courthouse, working long hours, getting on each other's nerves at times. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it because we got to bring justice and be a voice for Maggie and Paul Murdaugh and bring justice for the people of South Carolina. I'd like to start real briefly by thanking our team. First, excuse me, put my glasses on. Our chief prosecutor, I tell you, I appointed Creighton Waters to be the chief prosecutor of this case nearly a year and a half ago. And I want to say I'm pretty brilliant because I picked the right guy. And I want to say thank you to Creighton Waters. Creighton, you did a fantastic job. I don't think there's another attorney in the state of South Carolina that could have led this Herculean effort. But Creighton will be the first to tell you he didn't do it alone because he had a team of people. I want to first thank Don Zelinka, who is actually Creighton's boss. He is the Deputy Attorney General, been in the Attorney General's office for over 40 years. Sitting here to my immediate left, Don Zelinka, thank you so much. John Metters, many of you got to see him do the closing argument today. John, thank you. You've been a phenomenal add to our team. I'm going to go quickly through the names, but as I read the names, please raise your hand. You know Creighton, you saw Don, and you see John. David Fernandez, John Conrad, Johnny James, Savannah Gould, Ozzie Toledo, yes. Shane Aceto, yes. Carly Jewell, yes. Carson Burney, yes. Danielle Colon, yes. and our victims advocate, Trisha Allen. Yes. I also want to say thank you to the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. Mark Keel assigned some amazing men and women. And when I said it was an agency-wide effort on behalf of SLED, I can't underscore that part enough. Every time I called Chief Keel, every time I reached out to the lead agents, every time Creighton was asking me, hey, General, we need something from SLED, we would reach out to SLED, and they were there. They busted their butts. I can't begin to list every agent, and some can't be listed for obvious reasons. Some are standing up here tonight. I told them I wasn't going to mention their names, but we would not be here if it wasn't for SLED. And I want to thank Mark Keel and his team and all of the men and women across the entire state law enforcement division for what they did to make tonight a possibility. Amen. I also want to thank the FBI and the Secret Service, our federal partners. We had to utilize many of their assets and resources. We couldn't do all the things that we did without our federal partners.
Thank you,
We had a lot of
Jennifer.
local partners. We had the Colleton County Sheriff's Department, Buddy Hill, Sheriff Hill and his team providing the security. They did a phenomenal job, and they were there. They were the first responders the night on June 7th, 2021, when Maggie and Paul were butchered brutally. They were the first responders, and they were the first ones to be there. The Charleston County Sheriff's Office, the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office were instrumental in supporting our investigative efforts. You all know Kenny Kinsey, our chief crime scene expert, was with the Orangeburg Sheriff's Office. I also want to thank the city of Walterboro. I think the mayor is here somewhere, and the police department. They provided security. Thank you. This whole community has embraced our entire team, and I cannot thank you enough. We've all been away from our families, 2 hours away from our families for the past 2 months. And it's this community that made us. We would walk into restaurants and people would come up and thank us. You know, you don't have any idea how good that makes people feel when they're under an incredible amount of stress, an incredible amount of scrutiny. And this community really embraced us. I want to thank the Colleton County Clerk of Court, Becky Hill, and her entire team and their staff. I don't know. I call her Becky Booth. That's her nickname. But Madam Clerk, wherever you are tonight.
I hear you.
I'm sorry. That's my pet name for her. But I want to thank you, Madam Clerk,
Marissa.
the entire team, the bailiffs, the court security, the staff here. There was no role that was too small that they weren't willing to do for us. The security team here, it was a Herculean effort by everybody, and I can't thank enough people. I don't know if I mentioned the bailiffs, but I want to thank them. And there's another group of people who you don't know who they are, but that's the jurors. And not just the jurors, but the alternates, the ones who didn't even get to serve to the very end, but people who were taken away from their families. I want to thank the families of our jurors who sat here every single day for what seemed like long amounts of tedious, monotonous information and evidence. Sometimes people didn't know what it meant. They didn't understand it. And they had to sit there and process it and hear it over and over and over again. And I want to thank these nameless jurors whose identities have been protected. They may make their identities available to all of you at some point, but they sat there and they delivered justice tonight. And I want to thank them for their role in this process. Amen. You know, Winston Churchill said, democracy is the worst form of government except for every other kind. I kind of want to adopt that and say we may have the worst criminal justice system in the world, but it's better than every other kind that there is. And our criminal justice system worked tonight. It gave a voice to Maggie and Paul Murdaugh, who were brutally mowed down and murdered on the night of June 7th, 2021 by someone that they loved and someone that they trusted. And they couldn't be here to testify for themselves tonight. Their testimony came through the evidence and the information that was gathered by the men and women of the agencies I've just mentioned. It came from the testimony of the agents and the investigators and the attorneys and the folks in our staff who were able to get it to the court record. And so I want to say tonight, their voice was heard tonight and justice was brought for them. We can't bring them back, but we can bring them justice. Amen. Amen. I started off my remarks by saying it is a good day in South Carolina.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Today's verdict proves that no one, no matter who you are in society, is above the law. A lot of people doubted that this process would work, and hopefully, for those who did doubt the process, hopefully we have instilled and put a little bit of faith back into you and your lives as you view this process as it unfolds. I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of the men and women standing behind me tonight. And there's been a lot of emotion. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I saw firsthand for the last 5 or 6 weeks the countless nights where you were up beyond midnight and you were getting up before dawn, not eating. Watching Nancy Grace the other night, and I heard her call Creighton pale and gone because Creighton wasn't eating and sleeping. He really wasn't, folks. I'm serious. You know, we would have to bring in kind bars and things to eat during breaks. But Creighton, Herculean effort, my friend. And I am truly honored to have you on our team. Thank you for being a great leader and a great chief prosecutor. And I would like to invite you to come up here and make some remarks for the folks here tonight.
Thanks, everybody. And I'll start by thanking this guy who's given me and all these folks behind us opportunities to do justice, which is what we want to do with our careers. It is very tough and demanding, but it's rewarding for moments like these. The general stole a lot of my lines, but I also want to thank the jurors for their long and arduous service. And we had no doubt that if we had a chance to present our case in a court of law, that they would see through the one last con that Alec Murdaugh was trying to pull. And they did, and we're so grateful for that. I get to lead the state grand jury section in the Attorney General's office. This particular case is not a state grand jury case. There are other indictments that are state grand jury. But the one thing about that is that I have an amazing team. And I want to be clear, this was a team effort. Y'all saw all of these folks behind me doing amazing work. And I can't be prouder of a team in my life. We called this our Super Bowl. And not because of the media attention, but just because of the effort that we knew that we would have to put into this. And we didn't really get to watch much of the Super Bowl that went on because when we arrived, I think it was winter and it feels like spring now. But every single member of this team, every single member of the state grand jury staff, what we do well is work together as a team in complex investigations. And who we work with is my partners at SLED. And I can't thank them enough as well because we're used to working on these complex cases and working together. And I'm not leaving out Sheriff Hill and the Colleton County Sheriff's Office and our federal partners in Orangeburg and Charleston Sheriff's Office and all the other agencies that have worked on this case. I also want to thank Miss Becky, if she's still up there, because she's been amazing. The clerk staff has been amazing. The court staff has been amazing. The bailiffs have been amazing. And again, I also want to thank this community who really has embraced us and has been so great to us and made us able to survive this process that has been long and arduous. And I have been sleeping. And I have been eating more than Kind bars every now and then. But, and I'm sure that's a nice plug for Kind. But anyway, it really has been a great process. We will have sentencing tomorrow. Obviously, we're not going to comment on sentencing because that's still pending. But justice was done today. It doesn't matter who your family is. It doesn't matter how much money you have or people think you have. It doesn't matter what you think, how prominent you are. If you do wrong, if you break the law, if you murder, then justice will be done in South Carolina. And I think South Carolina has shown to the nation and the world how a process can work and work well. Thank y'all.
And also, I want to thank Creighton. I told Creighton, I said, Creighton, I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna be just a staff attorney. I know I'm your boss. I'm your boss's boss's boss, but I said I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna help. And I said I'm gonna follow instruction. And I hope I was true to my word. This past weekend, I said, what can I do to help? I said I'm willing to take a witness if it'll help. He said actually it would. So he let an old prosecutor dust off his cleats and get back in the game and to help the team out. And
I got to be the boss of the boss for a while.
yeah, don't get used to it.
I'm not used to it.
No, but in all seriousness, I'm proud of the decisions that I made in putting the people behind me and to the left and right of me in charge of this case, and I was honored to be part of this team. Just another member, just another worker bee in the trenches, trying to bring justice to the people of this state, and to bring justice to the people who couldn't be here tonight because they were brutally murdered by someone they trusted. Now, with that being said, I know a lot of people want to talk to us. A lot of people want to talk to some of the attorneys and the support staff and the agents, investigators here tonight. Some of you want to talk to me and others. We're going to make ourselves available to you. But like Mr. Waters just said, tomorrow there's a sentencing hearing, and we don't want to get out in front of our skis. And plus, I'm starting to feel the rain come down. But I promise you, we're going to make ourselves available to talk to members of the media, to talk to all of you out there that have questions. We'll answer any questions that we ethically can. We hope you'll continue to be patient with us as we finish this process tomorrow. Again, we're going to go back and get a good night sleep tonight. But again, thank you. I'm going to also, one last group that we didn't thank, the media. You all, I know a lot of people in this polarizing world we live in, a lot of people take shots at the media, but the media was incredibly respectful. You were so good, not just to us, but listen, to the families of the victims, okay? I know this is an awkward situation, but, you protected the identities of people, and, you protected the process. And I want to thank you for your part in this and telling the stories, educating the public on what's going on out there. So now I'm going to stop speaking as an attorney general, and I'm going to close as a father and as a husband to say that when you go home tonight, hug your loved ones, hug your spouse, hug your children, because this case reminds us of anything that you can't take for granted that people in your family are always going to be there. And right now, when I get home tomorrow, I'm going to hug mine, and I hope you hug yours. But thank you again. Thank you for your prayers.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your prayers. You came and prayed for me. I see a lot of people come and say we're praying for you. We appreciate your prayers. Thank you all so much. And this is going to conclude this press conference. We look forward to talking to all of you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna let you go right here. I just want to thank you and your staff. Y'all did this a good job. God bless you. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all. And thank the media. Y'all did a good job, and you've been so good to you.
Wow, Maris.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your cash app. That is so generous, Marissa.
No problem. No problem. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Me and Vinny have been going, me and Vinny Paulton have been going back and forth with a text, and he was pretty excited. I guess we were both on the same page with, because of his prominence in South Carolina and that town and that well-known family.
Yes.
He had a one-up. He had a lot of people feeling inferior, feeling, very intimidated to speak against him, being witnesses, intimidated because of who these people were. And he had that one up, but who would have known that he would be such a narcissistic FUCK that he would get up on that stand and seal his fate. And as we all know in true crime, the last thing you want to do is take the stand in your own defense.
That's what buried him. Yeah. Because they could talk about the financial crimes then. They could ask him anything.
Well, you corner yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
There's no way to prep a guy like him. There's no way to prep him because he's such a narcissist, and you can't prep a guy like that. He's going to go on and on and on. And the way he was sweating bullets and the way he wants to let him talk.
Everywhere.
Let him talk. Let him talk. And I knew that it would turn into a guilty verdict. And I think it was funny because I was teasing Vinny with, the dramatics, because the older he gets, the more dramatic his reports are. And I just want you guys to take notice of that, because if you look at him 10 years earlier, he wasn't quite so dramatic. And now it's the eyes and the hands and the, oh God, guys, wow, What a great thing to stand! Holy cannoli! I'm like, what are you doing up there? He's like, I'm excited.
Exactly.
So I actually not only did I congratulate you on good reporting, but I actually congratulated him and said, you know what? Congratulations on a guilty verdict, because one of the things that I had to prep myself for being a witness is explaining how I got into true crime and how I started a YouTube channel. And that's injustice. I'm tired of seeing people getting let off. And I'm tired of seeing people getting charged with inky dinky crimes, because there is a story with Heels on the Ground that we've been toying with going down there, where there's this little boy, you know him, where his mother let him spend the winter in a trailer, in a silver trailer, and he's been eating snacks, and sure enough, the dogs were treated like royalty. But this mother, who's only like 33 years old, let this poor baby get frostbite to the point where he had his legs amputated. And this is recently in South Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah.
Now, guess what? They only charge her with child endangerment and child abuse. No.
Yeah. He's
No.
an amputee. He's an amputee now.
Yeah, he's not dead, but that's not enough for me.
That is yeah, I mean, that's a life sentence this kid has to bear because
And
of
that's
what
not
happened.
enough for me. That's
not enough.
And who's going to go out of their way to adopt this little boy with special needs now? And trust me, I don't want to go face to face with. Now, this is a woman that I do not want to go face to face with, because I'll end up in jail and you'll be bailing me out of jail. And none of us have money because all our channels are doing bad. We'll be like, who's the richest sub we know? We got to get her on the phone.
Well, thank God for that woman with Dolly last time, you know.
She appeared out of nowhere.
She was an angel.
Ah.
She
You know
was
what I'm
an
saying?
angel.
You'll take them. Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that beautiful? That there are angels. I mean, look at that poor boy. But look what they're charging her with.
It's not enough.
Child abuse.
Well, you know, it's sad that, you know, you'll go for, you know, for a nonviolent crime, like, you know, used to be like, you know, smoking green, you know, you'd go for like 20 years, you know, and then you did child neglect, they're like 18 months, you know what I mean? And it's like, what?
A child. Oh, she's angry. Andrew's off doing. She's not really doing Heels on the Ground, but she's off doing some political stuff. She's at a political convention. She's in her glories, getting her pictures taken with, you know, political, you know, people, and that's her thing. You know, couple weeks I'll be at 90s Con taking pictures with Jenny Garth and Tori Spelling and Jason.
Are you going to 90s Con?
Yeah, and
where's it at?
In Connecticut, and taking pictures with the Saved by the Bell cast, you know. But that's my thing. And supposedly Nick Carter's supposed to be there, but canceled. Gee, I wonder why, Nick. But yeah, this is supposed to be. Oh, Rose McGowan's still there. Oh, you're in Connecticut? Yeah, this is in Hartford. I'm thinking about doing a meet and greet. I did a nice little meet and greet in there with we had Princess with me. I'm not bringing Princess because Princess cost me double the money, because he decided to go to sleep after breakfast, and then I went by myself, and then he got to go. Then he was like, all right, now I'm ready to go, and ends up costing me double, and that shit's expensive because he wanted to go on his time, and of course didn't have money of his own.
Thank you, dear.
And yeah, that shit, I'm not bringing him. I'm going by myself.
Yeah. So you're about to do a live?
at 9 o'clock. Guess what? Letitia provided her receipts and everything to what was it? To Veda and EKC. If you want to come jump up. Adrian, she asked for Adrian to look over everything. Adrian said everything is legit. And then Adrian actually got really annoyed and angry and said, you want to know something? I don't even know why you're doing this. He goes, you don't have anything to prove to these people. And he's like, well, they were trying to set up your wife. They were trying to set up your wife for this, and that. They were trying to set up Justin by saying that a lawyer did not exist. And he's like, this is bullshit. He goes, this is a legit lawyer. These are legit invoices. And did you know that Letitia definitely was being billed every time someone was calling that fucking lawyer?
Yep.
To verify. Oh, yeah, she was getting billed for it. And Letitia said, I don't know what this is going to prove. I'm still going to get harassed. I say, let's be done with it. And then I was sent from Veda a very disturbing text, screenshot of
Oh,
Katie
thank you, Flo, for
Joy.
gifting memberships.
Oh, thank you. That was nice. I have 2 screenshots of Without a Crystal Ball, her wrench and everything. It says, oh my God, I'm getting so many questions about exposing Molly now. And I got another one where it says, she better watch her fucking step. It says, Without a Crystal Ball, he's been sued so many times in California for fraud related to real estate. That is not true. And I'm going to say it on my live tonight. Katie Joy better watch her friggin' step with my husband, because you want to know something? I'm going to let my husband know that if she dares, tries to put out some bullshit about my husband, he has not been sued for fraud ever in his life. And if she wants to dance with my husband, I guarantee she will lose. So let her do it, because I'm going to let my husband know. If she does, she will be worth it going to court over, and my husband will win. I will let him know she's got some friggin' money. He will wipe the floor with her fucking ass and enjoy every second of it. And she could pay someone else to do it, but it's all going to go back to her. And I'm going to let him know. She better watch her step. And I'm telling you, remember every time I kept saying in 5 years that girl's going to be in jail? Guess what? That feeling is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Mark my words. That girl does not want to dance with my husband. And she keeps bringing my husband's name up. Keep on.
Thank you, CR, for gifting memberships.
That is really sweet. There is no other sweeter gift than when someone gifts memberships.
Yes.
You don't know how touching that is. And there's so many people that wish that they tell me all the time, oh my
I
God,
wish I could be a member.
I
Yeah.
wish I could be a member and I just can't afford it. Because a lot of people are on like disability or fixed income, or they're young and they're a student and they just can't afford it. So thank you. That's really, really sweet.
It's very sweet. Very sweet. Thank you so much. So you're going live in what, 30 minutes?
Yes, and it's with EKC Sucks
Mhm.
and
I love her.
Veda. And I told them
Love
1 hour. It's not going to be no 3-hour bullshit. I am tired. I am wiped out again. I am so tired. I got a whole bunch of new Patreons. A lot of people want to talk to me. I'm just so wiped out. I don't know what it is. And I have these guests staying here that are from Africa, and their food, what they cook with, the spices are very, very
strong.
Yes. And I'm like leaving doors open. I'm closing my door. My throat is, I don't know what it is. I'm like, I'm dying over here. I'm dying.
It's good
What is
stuff.
it? What is
Like,
it?
oh, they cook with, a lot of turmeric and cayennes and stuff like that.
Holy fuck.
Oh, that's so sweet, Shannon. Thank you. I'm on disability, but I have
Oh,
been a
thank
member
you.
for Justin. But that's sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
Sounds like a little culture shock. Well, and Violet's eating it up. She just walked by and filled up her bowl, and I'm like, oh my God. Violet's gonna, if she farts, so help me God. She's gonna.
You're gonna have a Dutch oven in bed tonight.
She's gonna be sleeping in the backyard tonight. Cayenne is good for colds. Well, I don't know.
It's good for weight loss too.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm very, very tired.
Go move a little bit. Like, go get your heart racing, and it'll speed you up. It really will.
Speed me up.
Yeah, that's what I do. Like, when I'm really, really, really tired, I'll run up and down the stairs like 10 times. And then after my heart starts beating, I'm ready. I'm good.
Justin, do you really think that I feel like doing that?
Well, I don't feel like doing it either, but you just got to do it.
I don't want to do that to myself. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to myself. I honestly want to take some of my China Slim tea.
Oh my God.
I
was showing some reviews of that today. It was hilarious. Oh my God.
Well, guess what? Last night it kicked in while I was trying to go to bed, and I got up, and then I lay down, and then I got up. Oh my God, come on. And here I am last night bragging about how I mastered it. I got up, and then I laid back down. I said, oh my God. And then I got back up, and then I laid back down. I'm like, oh my God. So I probably lost about 150 pounds just getting back up and down.
That's funny.
Oh, you don't even understand. I was like putting new apps on my phone and shit, trying to entertain myself.
Yeah, just camping out.
I was like, wow, I could start a whole new, I was thinking about adding a design studio to my house, into my phone, and then like redesigning my house.
Why not? Yeah, it's called China Slim Tea on Amazon.
Tea.
And if you want to lose some weight, that'll do it.
Oh, guess what? I noticed I'm slimmer. I felt it. I was touching everything. I was like, oh my God.
Your belly feel nice and squishy. Doesn't feel like puffy, bloated.
Oh, definitely not puffy, bloated. No way.
Yeah,
I'll be back in those Victoria Beckham pants in no time.
Hey.
You'll be able to pick me up like we would get, like you were carrying me over the threshold, like it was a wedding day. You're gonna be like, "Aw,
that's so cutesies."
So yeah. So today's a good day. We got a scumbag behind bars. Who kills their wife and kid? Who does that? These people think they're above the law. What the hell were they doing down there? Holy shit.
For 3 generations, Marissa, they were the law in 5 counties.
My Lord. People were scared to death down there. I'd be like, see ya, wouldn't want to be
Yeah.
Imagine living in fear, not like always in fear because you knew something. No.
I need to get that tea. I've lost 43 pounds in 6 months. You go, Susan. Go,
Holy
girl.
Shit. What did you do? What did you cut off a leg?
It's called
it's China Slim Tea.
China Slim Tea. It's in a green box.
Yeah. Or you can get the ballerina tea. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Anything on Amazon. China Slim Tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just shit. That's all you do. You just shit your brains out. Just make sure you're staying home.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it on a weekend when you're home.
Yeah. Don't do it like the night before you go to work.
Right.
That would be the worst thing you could possibly do.
Right. Not when you're traveling or anything like that.
No, not when you're like on the way to Orlando to take the kids to Disney. No, don't do that.
Carly, there's a lot of, Murdoch type families in a lot of these small towns throughout the United States. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, dear, I'm going to jump off. I think we will, guys, about 25 minutes from now, Marissa, Molly Go Lightly. Which channel are you going to be on?
Molly Golightly.
The Molly Go Lightly, the big channel. She will be live with EKC People Suck and Veda. So look forward to that. It's going to be nice. See you at 9. See you at 9.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you again for all being here. Thank you for the Cash App, Marissa. Thank you guys who sent the
Yeah.
Cash App. I need Suzanne, Wendy, Faith. Thank you all so very much. Appreciate it. And thank you all for the super chats. It's always appreciated. So yeah, we will see you in about 20 minutes. And can't wait for
Are
it.
you going to jump on?
Yeah, I'll jump up. Sure.
It's just for an hour. It would be good because I mean you are involved.
Of course. I'll jump up. Of course.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, my guys.
Laters.
Love you. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Love you all. I will see you guys in about 20 minutes. Okay.